Inside a furnace where temperatures reach 2,500 degrees are the beginnings of a product that's become one of the hottest things in energy policy.
It's basically, in layman's terms, it's essentially a swimming pool full of molten glass, probably 3 feet deep.
And after a run through a series of slides, it's pulled through a screen and the transformation is complete. The furiously hot liquid has become fiberglass. Pittsburgh Plate Glass, or PPG, has been running this plant since the 50s, but much of what it produces these days is decidedly 21st century.
Fiberglass is the main reinforcement in a wind blade.
And as a result, wind blades have become a main focus of PPG's business. While PPG is making a product that revolves around using a different type of energy, a company in Durham is setting out to use less energy altogether.
An LED is a much more efficient way to convert electricity to light.
And since 1987, Cree's been converting LED technology into a major manufactured product. As concerns over rising energy costs have grown, LEDs have been looking like a pretty bright idea compared to a traditional incandescent bulb.
Electricity. Imagine trying to live without it or all the things we plug into it. But even though our technology seems to change every day, the power grid hasn't changed much in 100 years. In this age of instant communication, it seems unthinkable that the grid can't communicate. But scientists are now developing a smart grid that not only communicates with electrical devices, but can turn them on and off to avoid blackouts. This prototype, installed by Duke Energy, uses a Wi-Fi connection to talk to individual meters, just like computers talk to each other over the internet. It can detect any appliance plugged in and measure its use.
What we can do and what we can do collectively with the smart grid is not just do it in this house, but do it in 4 million houses. And if you do it in 4 million houses, now all of a sudden you don't have to build a peaking power plant. You can really manage the system much more effectively, and you've got the power of those large numbers working.
North Carolina has more hogs than any other state in the nation except Iowa, nearly 10 million of them. And what goes in must come out. They produce an estimated 20 million tons of waste per year. To get rid of it, most farmers dump it into lagoons and spray it onto nearby fields. It's been blamed for groundwater contamination and criticized by nearby residents who have to smell it. But what if you could turn that mess into something useful, like energy? That's exactly what they do at this experimental plant owned by Alpha Gamma Technologies in Clinton. A plant can be something as simple as a lagoon with a cover over it. You catch the methane that way and send it to the generator. But you won't get as much methane as when you put it into a tank and heat it, like this one. What's more, this process reduces greenhouse gas emissions. Methane is a much worse source of greenhouse gases than carbon dioxide, 20 times worse. By not allowing it to evaporate into the atmosphere from lagoons, waste experts say we'll go a long way to preserving our environment for generations to come.